Bitches, okay. We're about to discuss this travesty, okay, that we would like to call Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 4, okay. This first episode was some bull and shit, okay. I actually forgot that shit was coming on until my cousin's girlfriend posted it on my personal Facebook page that, oh, are y'all ready for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta? Now, to be honest, I'm, no tea, no shade. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is the only Love and Hip Hop that I watch. I don't watch Love and Hip Hop New York. I didn't watch Love and Hip Hop Hollywood up, whatever the fuck it is. I don't watch that. The only one that I find interesting is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Although we all know that the shit is scripted than a mofo. Okay, you can clearly tell that the shit is way, way, way scripted. A little bit too scripted. Okay, we're gonna keep it, for real, for real. But of course, I just had to come in and chime in. I don't know if I'm going to be doing this on a regular. I just had to come and chime in on this first episode. Of course, it seemed a little bit dry to me. I don't know about you, but of course, they have to ease you into the first episode. But of course, the preview for the next episode seems like it's going to be a little bit better. But we going to see, okay? But let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of this whole situation. I kind of got things that I want to talk about. I didn't even write down the notes while I was watching. It was kind of like, I was working at the time that I was watching, so I pretty much just kind of jot down what I remembered, and because I didn't want to watch that shit again, for real, for real. Okay, so of course, I think it started out with Mimi and Stevie, and they was pretty much having a discussion about his wife, Joseline and all this stuff. And of course, if y'all didn't peep game, Mimi is actually calling Joseline his wife now. She's not calling her Joseline. She's saying his wife. I noticed she didn't used to do that back in the back day because she really didn't think they were married, but I noticed now she's saying his wife instead of saying her name. So that's interesting. But of course, they're talking about the shit that happened in New York and how crazy she is. She's saying, where the fuck she at? Is she somewhere, in rehab, getting her some help or whatever? And Stevie's basically just saying she's working on herself. She's, she's in Puerto Rico doing her thug thizzle. She's working on herself. But I think, I don't exactly know the specifics, but I think they said that because of the situation that happened, they were going to keep her out of the first episode. I don't exactly know. But she's, of course, coming back because let's keep it Trillville, Holyfield. Joseline Hernandez is a big part of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. She really is, she brings the drama, even though the shit is scripted than a motherfucker. It's almost, this episode seemed a little bit too scripted to me. They really all seem scripted, but this just seemed a little bit too scripted to me. But anyway, we're going to keep going, okay? So, of course, Mimi and Stevie are deciding to join a business venture together. They have this new artist. Her name is Tiffany Box or whatever the fuck her name is, okay? I don't know. She sounded a plum food to me. I don't know how y'all feel about it. I don't know if, you caught those, notes that she was hitting. She didn't sound too good to me. I don't know if she's trying to give off Nicki Minaj tease or what the fuck she's trying to give it off. But she wasn't giving me life, okay? She was not giving me no times of life, okay? Let me just say that. So I don't know how I feel about her. Of course, some people say that live in Atlanta say they've heard of her, but not necessarily in the music game. So I don't know. Whatever. I guess we're going to see how this pops off. But of course, Mimi and Stevie are trying to get this chick signed or whatever, because we all know that Stevie is big time in the music game or whatever. So he knows the music side of the business. Even though this shit popped off with Joseline and Mimi and Stevie, Mimi all about her fucking paper. I ain't mad at her, you know what I'm saying? She got to make money for her daughter. And, Stevie got his little situation going on with his motherfucking child support. So I guess Mimi like, bitch, I don't know if you finna go to jail or what finna happen. So you need to help me make some coin so I can take care of our baby. And in the event that you carry your ass to jail, because you got a gazillion children. And I need to be able to make some coin in the event that you carry your ass to prison for non-payment of child support. Okay? Let's move on. Okay, we're going to move on to Mama D having her little, what the fuck? Maybe I deserve to be loved. We ain't even finna talk about that shit. But, of course, Mama D has, like, this little situation where she's having, like, a little event. And Erica shows up to the event. She's supporting Mama D. Her and Mama D are in a good space now where they're back talking. They ain't fighting no more. And, of course, Scrappy shows up with the Bambino. But Erica's telling Mama D that, little Scrappy is behind on his child support, like $50,000. And she just wants him to be able to take care of Imani. That's pretty much all she wants to do. Wants him to do is take care of Imani. And she's basically telling Mama D that. But of course, Mama D, when Scrappy gets there, she kind of mixes the shit up. But she tells Scrappy that Erica said that Bambi is the one who is, keeping you from doing what you need to do for Imani. Of course, Erica did not say that, of course. But Mama D trying to start a little bit of shit, because she said she thinks that the Bambino is putting her hoofs, as she called it, her fucking hoofs, in the situation. And that's not what she needs to be doing. But of course, Bammy's like, he does everything that he needs to do for his daughter, yada, yada, yada. But I really think Mama D, at first she was kind of, down with the situation of the Bambino being there. But of course, I think now Mama D kind of want Bambi to get the fuck on about her business. So I really think that's going to be a whole lot of shit that pops off. But of course, Scrappy's like, I do what I need to do for Imani, but not according to Erica. So of course Erica's thinking about taking this nigga to court, but the man at the court, if you saw the promo for the next episode, the man is basically telling her, look, you can do this, but it's a possibility that he gonna go to jail. She said he's like $50,000 in arrears to paying his child support. So yeah, we gonna keep an eye on Mama D, Erica, the Bambino, and Scrappy, okay? But now we about to move on to Rasheeda, okay, and Kirk. So it pops up that Rasheeda is, she has her little accessories or whatever the fuck that she's selling. Of course, she got that shit from China. The shit was $2.99 on eBay or whatever the fuck she bought it from wholesale site. And of course, she's jacking that shit up to like $40, $50. But she making her paper though. I mean, hey, I ain't saying, I'm just saying she paid $2.99 for the shit, free shipping, but she charging y'all $40 for the shit. My thing is, a lot of times people buy this really expensive shit, but they can clearly go online and find the same shit for $2. But I can understand you want to support your artist, motherfucker. You ain't finna hype shit up like that on me. I mean, that's a little bit too much of a hype. Of a price. But anyway, she's working in her home. She has like a little home office set up to where she's shipping her things out of her home office, and she's basically telling Kirk, look, I need an office. I'm feeling claustrophobic in this motherfucker. I got too much shit I gotta do, and I'm doing it at this little bitty office. So she's telling him I need an office with employees to where I ain't gotta be doing all this shit on my own. Because her son came in and he was like, I'm hungry, I need something to eat. And she's like, pop a piece in the oven, because at this particular point in time, I got too much shit to do, and I don't have, time to be trying to fix you food. But she's telling him, I need $50,000 so I can get this shit set up or whatever. He was like, okay, $50,000. She was like, well, it's really gonna be more like $80 to $100. He was like, okay, now you went from $50 to $100. So of course he's talking all this kind of shit. But little does she know, he has what is he considers to be a studio, but it's really a fucking apartment that he's paying $3,500 a month for, because this studio has bedrooms in it, of course. And of course, the studio has bedrooms in it, and they pop over to this scene where he has this new artist, Ashley, whatever fucking name is. I don't exactly remember. I really don't give a fuck. She's irrelevant to me at this particular point in time until later on in the season when I start to get to know her. But of course, she is, you can tell she's a extra super duper real all about it thought. She's going to be part of a plot to where she's going to be doing some shit to try to come in between Kirk and Rasheeda. We already know that, okay? Because she is all laying all on the bed. Ooh, you got bedrooms in here. There's a king-size bed and laying all across the bed, with her legs cocked up in the air and shit. Walking around trying to flaunt her fucking ass. She got a little bubble at the bottom, but boo, the top of your ass look like a pancake. Your shit look like mine, okay? Let me just tell you the truth. While you sitting there trying to flaunt your fucking ass all up and around through there, the top of your ass looked mighty lumpy and dumpy to me. It didn't look like most of them girls on Love and Hip Hop booty hoes be looking, where it's all extra fluffy and plump. No, boo. Your boo-boo did not give me no kinds of life while you sitting there, got Kirk helping you out of your coat and shit, and putting your top of the ass all flat and shit all up in his face, boo. So of course she's telling him, so does Rasheeda know about me? He was like, yeah, I mentioned you to her, and all that stuff. She was like, well, I need to meet her because she needs to know that me and you are going to be joined at the hip, and I've tried to do things by myself before, but of course me and you are going to be joined at the hip now, and I'm willing to do anything. Basically she's telling him, bitch, I'm willing to suck your motherfucking dick to be able to get you get my name out there. That's basically what she's telling him. I mean, just thought, all kind of motherfucking thought. And ain't no way in the hell my man would be around no bitch like that. I'm sorry. I understand it's business, but you got different type of artists that can work around someone without being a motherfucking thought. And she is all kinds of thoughts. So I got a feeling that Rasheeda and her are not going to get along. So it's going to be some clashing going on there. And we can see that from the promo of the next episode, okay? So now we're going to move on to the girls meetup. You got Carly Red, you got Rasheeda, Mimi, Erica, and the other girl. I can't think of her name right now. Erin, whatever her name is, Mimi's friend. They all meeting up. They're sitting there painting a picture of this dude who looked like Shrek or some shit. Weird. They just basically talking about all this shit. So of course, Stevie J's daughter told Mimi that she wants a little sister. So Stevie J offered her some of his fucking juices and shit. Told her he'll give her, you know, and she's like, basically, you tell him you gonna give me some of your sperm. He was like, I ain't saying I'm gonna toot you up, but you know, you can have some of it if you want it. You know what I'm saying? This bitch is crazy. So they just pretty much, you know, sitting around reading their fucking scripts, painting this dude who look like Shrek pictures. So whatever. So now we're gonna move on to Nico. Nico meets up with his wife. Yes, we all know that Nico is married. We found it out in the last season. Nico meets up with his wife who lives in New York. And they're basically meeting up, but she's telling him, yeah, me and Nico are in an open, she said, me and Nico are in an open relationship. So when he started flaunting Mimi around, you know, I pretty much dealt with it. She said, because we are in an open relationship. She said, but where he fucked up at was when he made this sex tape and he didn't tell me about it, you know. She was like, because we do have relationships outside of ours, but we make sure that we let the other person know about it. She said he basically did it and didn't tell her about it. She found out about it, of course, on social media. But he tells her, well, you've had a man before, you didn't tell me. She was like, I did tell you. He was like, not at first, but she was like, but I did tell you about it. So, of course, he's talking about he wants to work it out with her and all this stuff. But she said basically him making the sex tape with the straw that broke the camel's back. But, of course, he wants her to come to Atlanta. And she was like, I got to think about it. But, of course, she's coming because we saw this bitch in the promo. Of course, I mean, that's why she's fucking on the show. She's coming to Atlanta. So, okay, we're going to move on to Mimi has a photo shoot for this book that she's writing, of course. You know, she making her paper boo-boo. Of course, the sex tape and all that stuff is tying all in together. And Nico shows up and he's basically telling her, look, bitch, of course, I own 25% of everything that you're doing. She was like, bitch, you're not going to keep eating off of me, okay? He was like, well, you signed a motherfucking contract. I get 25% of every fucking thing that you do. So, of course, she was like, I'm tired of you eating off me, yada, yada, yada. And he's basically like, whatever. They get to arguing, he leaves. That's basically what the whole little thing was about. Okay, now we're going to move on to Stevie J and Mimi is supposed to have like this little music night, whatever, intro of this new artist that they have. But, of course, Stevie J is drunk as fuck, acting a fool. And he ended up leaving the club without listening to the girl's rap or whatever. She sounded like shit anyway. So I really don't think he really don't want to work with this chick. So, of course, after that, he shows up at Mimi's house and they're talking about, she was like, I can't believe that you showed up. I mean, you're at the club drunk, pretty much embarrassing me and all this stuff. And then she starts to tell him how Nico showed up at her photo shoot and he's telling her, yeah, you signed a contract, you owe me 25% of everything that you do. And he's like, oh no, he's not gonna eat off my daughter, yada yada yada. And he was like, oh, I'm gonna handle it. And she was like, I didn't tell you for you to do that. Bitch, yes you did. You told him that because you wanted him to make you feel extra, read all about it special. I understand that that's your baby daddy, but baby boo. Okay, so you did tell him that because you want him to start some shit up with Nico. Yes, the fuck you did. You might say that you did, but you told him that because you wanted him to start some shit up with Nico. So we're going to move on super and professionally. So, of course, now we're going to move on to this scripper chick. Like I said, this is going to be all over the place. I don't even really know who the fuck this chick is. Apparently, this chick is somebody who worked with Joseline in the script club. Because somebody was telling her about, Joseline lives in Atlanta, yada, yada, yada. She was like, well, I don't know Joseline. I know whatever her scripper name is. She was like, so that's the person that I know. I don't know Joseline. So, I don't know her. But, of course, it's all going to tie into a whole plot when she gets to Atlanta. I'm pretty sure she probably going to have some shit that she got scoop that she got about Joseline that she gonna end up telling Stevie, and her and Joseline probably gonna get into a fight. I don't know. It's gonna be a whole big old mess later on in this season, so I'm really excited about that. Now we're gonna move on to Stevie J and this scripted altercation that he had with Nico. Okay, so Nico's like, yeah, Stevie sent me a text and he told me to meet up with him, so he's out there, and Nico's basically telling him, yeah, she owe me 25% of everything. He was like, you're not going to eat off my daughter. He was like, well, your daughter going to eat off of this too. And he said, I told you to keep my daughter's name out your mouth and all this stuff. I mean, they basically just arguing back and forth, reading the script, and then they ended up scuffling, and of course, then it went off. Bullshit, all kinds of bullshit. I hope I did not miss anything, but I cannot wait until the next episode. Of course, this shit is all kinds of scripted, but I'm super excited because it is a lot of drama that's going on. Even though it's scripted, it is entertaining scripted. So I'm really excited for that. So if you guys want to see more of these Love and Hip Hop reviews from me, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Leave your comments in the comment section below about what you thought about the very first episode of Love and Hip Hop. If you have not seen it, I'm sorry, this was a spoiler, but you can always check it out on VH1 next Sunday. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comment section below, and let me know if you want me to continue to do these Love and Hip Hop reviews, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.